he was a bear. Yeah, not Higgy Bear. I'm sure you guys saw, Dennis has the knee. He's going to be done for the year. We've had some guys now go to IR. It's a part of the game that's just is tough to swallow at times. So obviously you know what he puts into the game, into his craft, and being a pro and a teammate that he is. So that's going to hurt. And then Bunting's got the neck that we talked about. We'll see how the week goes with him. Owen missed yesterday because of obviously the health. See how he does this week, but he's trending the right way. And I think that's it.
Dennis, how much more does something like that hurt when it's a guy like that who he puts into it on the off the field aspect?
Yeah, honestly, Teo, how much more does it hurt? It really doesn't matter if it's one or however many guys. Anybody that's on your team, you feel terrible for. But yeah, it's tough.
You know if it's the same knee from a couple of years ago?
I'm not sure of that, actually. I know he had it before. I'm not quite sure, Jody.
If he's correct.
Yeah.
Do you have a plan this week yet for Darius and Christian?
Yeah, we'll make the necessary moves when we need to. And then Darius will ramp up and see where he's at here this week.
Coach, any major takeaways from watching the film?
Yeah, a lot to learn from. But I thought that all three phases made some plays in that game that, collectively, when you make enough of them, you get a chance to win, and that's what we did. So clean the things that we needed to clean up moving forward. The guys were off today, but we made the corrections with them. Position coaches, why we didn't have a team meeting today where we normally do that stuff. But we'll learn from that. Happy to get a win on to Miami.
How impressive is it for the defense to hold them without a touchdown?
Yeah, I thought that was good. One of the reasons we won the game. Played pretty good in the red zone. I think what goes into that too is Blake. I think had 4 inside the 20. It's hard for an offense to go down that far, that many times and score points. We always talk about that. And they had some explosives in there, but when you make them go the long, hard road, we got to do a better job. A couple areas on defense, but I thought that was a reason why they didn't score touchdowns too a little bit, But we did enough to win the game.
What are your thoughts on Chad kind of being on the couch for a month and coming in hitting 2 game winners in 3 weeks?
Yeah, he prepares the right way. He's confident. And obviously, he's very highly talented. He's been a really good addition. He's a cool cat.
Kyler, when you guys were in San Francisco, he had a little bit of regret because he wanted that last field goal to come as you guys ran out the clock, and you guys ended up having to play a little bit of defense. Mm-hmm. How much better does everybody feel when you can execute the offense in such a way that you are taking it all the way down and you're able to finish the game with the ball?
Yeah, I thought it was huge. Especially too there, you're starting that drive in 2-minute mechanics, then you got to go to 4-minute mechanics, and then there's a lot of other situations within those mechanics that came up that our guys executed at a high level. It starts with Drew was excellent to Kyler to the huddle, and our guys executed. But yeah, it feels good when you can kick a field goal and go shake the other coach's hand.
Is it a hard decision to make when if you guys had wanted to, you guys could have kept pushing the ball towards and going for the touchdown, and you had a little bit of time there. What goes into the decision of okay, we're good here, now we're going to drain the clock with kneel downs and go for the field?
Our standard operating procedure, how to win a game.
Coach, I know you talked about it last night, but how satisfying was it to go back and watch those 3 fumble plays kind of typify the...
Yeah, max effort, man. Yeah, guys doing the right things, you know what I mean? And they listen. And I always talk about our guys, too. That's why I talk about there's really, lose a couple games, there's really no panic. Our guys, when you bring it to their attention and you ask them to do something, they do it to the best of their ability. And that's all you can ask for as a coach. But I thought that, some things that we talk about and coach and teach, but they got to do it, and they did it. And those were huge plays in the game.
The offense is averaging, I think, about 18 points over the past 5 games. And, from the outside looking in, it looks like it's passing the eye test, but the points aren't necessarily always there. What needs to happen to, get the scoring up a little, I guess?
execution everywhere, playing and coaching. You know what I mean? Just the finer details. Every game's different. Every defense is different. How we decide to attack people's different. So it's just a week to week. Just keep, grinding out the details and executing at a high level, practicing the right way, meeting the right way, and put your best foot forward on game day.
There were a few plays where the broadcast showed Marvin kind of jogging. Have you been okay with his effort level?
Yeah.
You said yesterday you were impressed that you liked how Kyler operated.
Yeah.
What does that mean? And
Command, complete command. We put a lot on his plate that everybody doesn't see, and it's a to play quarterback in the National Football League is a stressful deal. You know what I mean? Pre and post snap, we put a lot on him, and he handles it. And then add in the playmaking that he does and the type of player that he is. But the mental piece is he's got complete command of everything we're doing, and it helps us win.
was there any part of yesterday that kind of impressed you more than others and how he commanded everything?
Yeah, he has no breather plays. There weren't a lot of breather plays in that game for him. So there's a lot of things that are going on pre-snap for him that we put on his plate and he handles. So I just thought his operation and his command last night were excellent.
You mentioned yesterday the run defense and all the execution aspects and the details of it. Is that really as simple as it is? And maybe not simple, but just the basic explanations.
Yeah, you guys know, how you think, you look at when you start game planning, what they do, what you can do, how you think they're going to attack, how they end up attacking, what's their curveballs, all the different personnel groups and all those different things go into a plan. I thought that Nick and the staff did a good job of, hey, we want to take away this and this, and react to these other things. So we're kind of pushing our chips into these couple things and make sure we're shored up there, and it kind of came to fruition, right? And our guys did it. Ultimately comes down to the players executing at a high level, which our guys did. And I really thought that that's a good old line, and they've been running it well. The front played well. They won a lot of one-on-ones. They had knockback. I thought I was standing a couple times on the line of scrimmage. I thought the line of scrimmage was getting knocked back. That's the first sign of good run defense. Said I just build a wall more than one hand on the ball. And I thought we did that, and we tackled well too. So I thought we tackled, not to go back in the past, but I thought we tackled really well versus San Francisco, not so good against Green Bay. Like, that's got to get shored up, I thought we tackled well, so that was good.
Max Melton had 9 tackles, a pass deflection, a forced fumble. What do you see him coming on right now?
Yeah, he's got. I'm sure, like everybody, wants some plays back. You know what I mean? I think I would say plays that I expect him to make. But it's his first time getting a bunch of snaps. It's not his first time. I'm saying, like, he's a rookie. You know what I mean? So he needs to see those things to learn from it and grow and improve. But I thought the third down stop by him was fantastic. Does a great play. To not foul there too, because he was there early. And he's as tough as they come, and he can cover. So the more he plays, the better he's going to get.
How much more can that impact his trajectory moving forward? Like having a game like that with these reps?
Yeah, a lot. Because I think your ultimate form of learning as a pro, especially when you're a young guy, are game reps. And he's getting a lot of them. I think he played 50-some snaps. I think last night. So he's going to continue to get better and better.
I'm sure it depends on the individual, but when you're deciding how to balance, okay, when do I insert this rookie? How much do I want to give him? How do you balance all that between giving him too much?
Yeah, kind of the best thing for the team, So everyone's a little bit different. Everyone's situation's a little bit different. But who's ever out there, we feel really good about giving us a chance to win. So everyone's role looks a little bit different from week to week. But I like where his role is at right now, and it'll continue to go. When Sean went out, he didn't bat an eye. He went in, and him and Starr, I thought Starr played excellent too. They played winning quality football for us.
How about back to the front, guys like Naquan and Stilly didn't play a lot of snaps, but they made them count. What do you evaluate there?
I liked where the snap counts were for all 6 guys, I think, off the top of my head. But, I thought Derek did a really good job of kind of putting those guys in certain spots, depending on the front structures and the personnel groups, to give them a chance to make some plays in there, and that's what they did.
Back-to-back weeks, the offensive line hasn't given up a sack, a relatively clean pocket. There was some series where Isaiah Adams went in at right guard for Tristan Colon. Was that just like a breather, or was that strategy of different looks?
No, we did that last week too, and then I think Isaiah, I thought he took a step from last week to this week. Played extremely violent, max effort, did some really good things in there in the pass and run game. Tristan did some really good things as well. So, we're kind of, that'll be a week-to-week thing, how much certain guys play. And a lot of times, depending on practice, is you earn the right to play, And Isaiah's been doing a good job. But I think our O-line's doing a really good job keeping the quarterback upright. Some of that goes into Kyler being able to move. A couple times he got bounced out of the pocket, but he's hard to get down. And our offensive line, Clayton and Cookie, do a good job of our guys understanding and not foul because you don't know when he's breaking the pocket, and all of a sudden the defender rips off to not hold. You know what I mean? Because you don't know exactly where Kyler is at all the time. I think they're doing a good job. Obviously, the run game was really good last night. We controlled their line of scrimmage, our line of scrimmage when we're on offense, flip side of defense. I saw movement. I saw displacement. That was one of the keys to victory, a winning edge for us was displacement. And it happened, So when that happens, you give yourself a chance to win.
I thought the fouls after Green Bay was uncharacteristic, the amount of penalties. So to drop back to more of a normal range of
How
just
many do we have?
3. I think
And 1 was on me on purpose.
So
really 2.
when you were talking last week about the week of practice and making sure the discipline was there and working on that, I guess it's fair to say you saw.
Yeah, kind of back to where we were. You know what I mean? You go back, I don't know, and go in the past, but you look at kind of the way that the Green Bay game shook out, and I right away I go to myself. You know what I mean? Like, you start poking holes in your process a little bit. But I was confident with how our guys are educated, how we talk to them about, from myself to the coordinators, position coaches, what we show them, how we practice. The discipline of doing that is critical because you don't want to beat yourself, So I thought we did that last night.
Going off of that, you just mentioned the poking holes into the process. Have you been able to find any similarities or trends that have resulted in wins versus losses?
Maybe a couple that I'll keep to myself, Zach. But we're process driven, but you're always trying to learn. That's what it comes down to. So you're not we say we want our team and our players to be adaptable. That starts with me and the coaches. So I'm always looking for things that, can improve us and grow us and we can learn from. So that's week to week.
There's a big difference, Coach, between 3 and 4 and 2 and 5. How important was that win last night just for the mentality of the building and the locker room and the guys?
Our guys believe, so I don't, the record is what the record is, but we did enough to win the game, and they're on to Miami right now. So try to go get it back to 4-4.
Offensively, there have been some struggles this year on 3rd and 4th and 1, 3rd, 4th and 2. How do you assess that throughout 7 weeks?
Yeah, learning experience. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But I was very comfortable with the play calls there. I liked them. I thought we got the one early. The movement was there. The surge was there. I thought the second one, the next time we did it, I thought Clayton slipped, which that kind of his foot came out from under him, which you need the surge there. Was comfortable with running it again, and they made a good play. So it's a learning experience for us, and we'll be better from that, learning from it, and we'll keep, getting better.
How do you go about reshuffling the rotation outside linebacker on this statement?
Figure out the best way to play Miami. It'll look a little different, I'm sure, this week. We're in the stages of that right now, but guys will step up and they'll be ready to go.
Going back to Mark, when you watch him, how much do you attribute to just being a rookie and learning the NFL and kind of the differences in the game? And then maybe what else have you seen from him? Is it maybe just technique, or how do you kind of look at that percentages of what he's doing well versus what he needs work on?
Yeah, I think he's doing some things extremely well, and then Drew and myself, we give him things to be cognizant of throughout the week. That's improved this week, or this day. I think he's very self-aware and consistent, so he typically improves those things. And he's how many games in now? 7 games in. It's a learning experience for him too. The reps that he's getting, he'll continue to learn. He gets better. We'll find ways to get him the ball, keep getting him the ball, but the touchdown to Dortch, that happens because they're doubling them. So, am I like panic alert that Marvin didn't go off last night? No, I mean, he's impacting the game in a positive way to help us win.
Okay.
Thank you.
More than one